Getting some new details today about a security issue that wound up causing a nearly 5-hour delay for passengers on a U.S. Airways flight. News Channel 36 reporter Glenn Counts is live in the newsroom now with this still developing story for us. Glenn?
Well, Dave, U.S. Airways says its pilots stopped the flight because of a perceived security concern. Tonight, we're learning more about the source of that concern. After a 5-hour delay, U.S. Airways Flight 1768 took off for Washington, D.C. The problem, at least for one passenger, a group of students from the United Arab Emirates.
These kids shouldn't have been abused in that way on one passenger's paranoia.
The pilot asked security to take a second look at the students, but Mrs. Crotty says it was because of one passenger.
Went to the pilot and said, these students are placed in such a way that it indicates that they're going to try to take control of the plane. They're in the back, they're in the middle, they're in the front. And then at that point, the pilot panicked.
Jacob Ashamsi and his friend were two of the 9 students.
They asked me if I was an ex-military or an ex-military man, or have I taken any military training.
After hours of interrogation, the students were allowed back on the plane.
We feel insulted. I'm not gonna tell you. I don't feel angry. Well, first in the beginning, I felt really angry.
The students felt like they were profiled and want an apology from U.S. Airways. Jibril, Hough, a leader in Charlotte's Muslim community, believes they should get it since this is the second incident involving the airline.
People want to make Charlotte look nice and present our city to the world. Is this the kind of presentation we want to make to the world, where people are thrown off a plane just because of the way they look? I don't think so.
The students said they didn't blame the police because they were just doing their jobs, and some of the passengers had praise for U.S. Airways, saying they didn't mind the delay if it meant getting to their destination safe. Live in the newsroom, Glenn Counts, News Channel 36.
And if all of this sounds familiar to you here, it's because we've seen similar incidents in the past. In fact, one incident back in May made national headlines. You may recall 2 imams on the way to Charlotte were kicked off a plane in Memphis when the pilot refused to fly. Ironically, they were on their way to a conference to discuss Islamophobia.